If you look at a list of the iconic racetracks in North America, you're going to find the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, one of the most challenging circuits anywhere in the country. The undulations, the elevation changes, just the way the track changes in any weather conditions. Hello, race fans. My name is Rob Howden. We are here with USF Juniors this weekend, the very first run of the USF Pro Championships presented by Continental Tire. Race number 1 about set to go. Right now, the rain, which was predicted, is not yet arrived. We're going to hopefully have a dry race throughout the day here today, and of course racing again, race 2 on Sunday morning. The driver right here beside me, Joao Vergara, set the tone today. A new track record in qualifying, 4th in points, but he will roll off P1 here today. Joao, first let's talk about the track record. Pretty solid.
Yeah, it was a pretty good lap there in quali. We're really happy with the performance.
There was a lot of guys pushing you, as you know. Liam Loiacono was fast. Ty Fisher, the point leader. Did you have the confidence going into qualifying that you could pull out a lap like that?
Yeah, for sure. We saw our pace in practice. We knew that we were going to be fast in quali. The car was really good, so it was all just about getting our lap down. And we wanted to get it down quick because of the red flags. We never know, but we ended up getting it in one of the last laps. Either way, it was really good. We're really happy.
I think, Joao, everybody knows here at Mid-Ohio it is a tough place to pass, right? Down into turn number 4, maybe over an 8 and 9. Qualifying is so key here. What are your thoughts starting the race here now, knowing that first lap's going to be pretty hectic?
Yeah, we know we have the pace, so our goal is just to check away, get a good start, and hopefully we'll pull away. We're looking really strong and head forward from here on out.
Back-to-back races here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course this weekend with the IMSA Pilot Challenge. In a couple of weeks, we'll be back here again with the NTT IndyCar Series. So speed here at Mid-Ohio is crucial. Your 4th place in points coming in. You got a race win already in the opening round at NOLA. How crucial do you think for you to win here this weekend?
Yeah, we've been really consistent throughout.
Vergara, he's 4th place in points. There's 3 drivers he's chasing as we go to the halfway point of the season. We know the front-running contenders have found their way to the front, not surprising early in the season. Before we look at the grid for race 1 for USF Juniors, let's have a look at the top 3 currently in the point standings. Two events and 6 races into this year's USF Juniors Championship, and the title contenders are starting to make themselves known. Sitting 3rd place in points coming into this weekend here at Mid-Ohio is Oliver Weldon from VRD Racing. Oliver, you look back at the consistency at the start of the season. Are you pretty happy with the first third of the season?
Yeah, definitely. It's been going really great with the team. We were able to get 5 podiums out of 6 races, which is really good. Pretty unfortunate in the 6th race at Barber. We had a little bit of an incident in the race. But overall, just hoping to win this weekend. We're going to work with the team really hard and hopefully come out with a win or a podium.
Well, we know you have the speed, right? You've had it all year long. At NOLA, at Barber, you had the pace. What's it going to take to win here at Mid-Ohio?
Definitely be a team, work on the setup. I feel like quali will be pretty big thing in the race, for the race. I think just staying focused throughout the week, staying focused on your driving, and just keeping it on track will be a good way to get a podium or a win.
Obviously, your experience, you've been racing go-karts for many years. Last year, winning a championship in the Skip Barber Racing School Formula Car Series. You know how to win championships. Is it too early to talk about championships, or are we thinking more about that when we get to Road America in Portland?
I think thinking a little bit more towards the end, because anything can happen in the series. I think just being consistent will always help you be first in the championship, so just keeping it on track will probably be the best thing.
Obviously, you're battling against these 2 Zanella drivers in 1st and 2nd. Is it going to be you versus the 2 of them when it's all said and done?
I think my teammate Xiao is pretty quick too, so it'll be definitely a little rival between Zanella and VRD, so that'll be pretty good and fun in the race.
Yeah, let's bring Joao Vergara into that as well. But I'll tell you, Oliver Weldon knows how to win races. He hasn't won here yet in USF Juniors, but he will. He won in karting, he won in Skip Barber. He's going to win here this year in USF Juniors. Watch for this driver, P3 in the points right now, to be in the fight all weekend long here at Mid-Ohio. The battle up front right now in USF Juniors between 1st and 2nd is under 110. That's Zanella Racing, the driver currently in 2nd, but by only 1 point. Stands beside me right now, Leonardo Scorpioni, 3 wins on the season. Only that one mechanical DNF has hurt you, but you know you have the pace to keep winning. Start of the season, you pretty happy?
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been pretty good. 3 wins have been really good. I feel like the DNF obviously brought us back a little bit, but honestly, it's been so good compared to last year. I can't be happier. Even though I'm in second right now, at least it's a tie, and it's only 1 point, and with the DNF, it cost me like 30 points. So I feel really confident that I'll be able to get back to the lead and have a fun battle tie at least.
Well, you use the word I use all the time, right? Confidence. That's what you need to have as a young driver. You had that 3 wins. We come into 2 races here at Mid-Ohio. Do you like this racetrack? Do you think you get some victories here as well?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fun track. We struggled a little bit today, but I'm confident we can get back to where we were during testing, and I think it should be really good.
Obviously, our focus here on the top 3 drivers in the championship. Is it too early to start talking about the championship? Are you thinking more down the line?
I mean, of course, I'm thinking a little bit about championship right now. Of course, I don't want to get in a wreck over a 1 race win. With the second, it's okay. But, I mean, of course, I'm still thinking about the championship, and, of course, I want to win the scholarship.
You got a rookie right behind you in Oliver Weldon, a rookie right in front of you, your teammate Ty Fisher. You're a second-year driver. How much have you changed since you and I were talking like this last year?
I mean, I feel like if you asked me this last year and I was fighting for the championship, I'll do anything for a win. I'll go do anything, even wreck the car for a win. Now I feel like I'm a lot more calm, more mature now, so I can do better and try to really go for the championship instead of just 1 race win.
See, that's it right there. Second-year driver, the sophomore, the maturity of being here for another year. Look out for Leonardo Scorpione. He doesn't have that same mindset as last year. He's thinking long-term. He's thinking championship. The second-place driver in the points is thinking scholarship. One of the coolest stories in the first third of the USF Juniors season is this debut of a young rookie, Ty Fisher, the Canadian, just 14 years of age for Zanella Racing. Ty came out of the gate strong. You had a great karting career. You move into this program with a good focus. You weren't trying to win every race. A couple of them just happened. You're 2 times a winner. How's it feel being the point leader coming into Mid-Ohio?
It feels amazing. Really boost the confidence up. We had a really successful Nola and Barber. The team has been amazing. And we know we have the car, so me and Leo were 1 and 2 in the championship. And it's just a really big confidence booster going into every weekend.
Obviously, the transition from karting to cars, how easy or how hard was that for you? What was some of the difficult parts of it?
For me, it was a lot easier than I was expecting. But that's partially because the team knew exactly what I felt like, and they knew what I was like in karting, so they knew, okay, he wants more front skid, we gotta do this. This is what he likes. So the team's just been there for me on every step of the way, and they've been helping me with everything. So it's been a really easy transition for me.
Obviously, mindset and approach for any young driver, any rookie like that, you come in, you're like, okay, my expectations are this. Well, now you're the point leader after the first 6 races. Has it changed your expectations? Or you're thinking more, hey, I'm 100% going for the championship? Or was that always kind of the goal when you first started?
It hasn't fully changed my mentality and my what my goal is. I'm still trying to be consistent every weekend, try not to crash. Still trying to go for the championship. That would be obviously an amazing achievement. But it still doesn't get in my head, doesn't crazy boost my confidence. I'm still just trying to focus on every weekend, start every weekend like it's a new page, and yeah.
Let's talk about this season, and we'll wrap things up here at Mid-Ohio. Midway through the point of the season, Nola, flat, tough, technical. Barber, undulations, the Alabama roller coaster. Mid-Ohio's iconic. It is a tough place to pass. Do you like this racetrack?
Yeah, I really like this racetrack. In the rain, it's definitely probably my favorite racetrack. And in the dry, I love it. It's really fun. We're struggling a bit, but we know that we'll be there. We've been there every weekend, so I'm not too worried.
No doubt about it. Zanella sitting 1-2 with Fisher and Scorpione. He likes it in the dry. Ty Fisher likes it in the wet. Doesn't matter what kind of weather we get here this weekend, he'll be ready to go up front. He's the point leader coming into this weekend's event at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by, like, a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course as we get set to go for the first of 2 races on the weekend here for the drivers in USF Juniors. The first step of the ladder system that leads to the NTT IndyCar Series, the USF Pro Championships. presented by Continental Tire. This weekend will be the PFC Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. As I said, 2 races for USF Juniors, 1 today, 1 first thing tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Again, my name's Rob Howden. We'll be joined throughout the call here by the voice of Mid-Ohio, Mr. John Phippen. And indeed, 72 degrees here trackside. All of those, let's say, gloomy forecasts we had coming into the weekend have not yet arrived. We're looking for a really nice afternoon of competition. Again, 21 drivers set to go here. 72 degrees trackside. Let's have a look at the grid right now as we are moments away from getting things underway. 21 drivers set to go, tail of the field. Rookie driver here for Zanello Racing, improving in leaps and bounds from event to event. Maddie Colleran out of Ohio, the home race for this driver in that number 29 machine. Hunting Valley, Ohio, the home for Maddie Colleran. Row number 10 will have Harry Moss on the outside, the driver of the number 5 from London, England for Jay Howard Driver Development, another rookie in the program. He'll start alongside Emma Scarborough to Sonoy, Georgia for Inter MS. Scarborough in the number 26. Row number 9 now starting deeper in the field. Kaylee Countryman out of Arizona in the exclusive Autosport number 90. She'll start 18th alongside Hudson Potter in that number 25. Potter from Lexington, Kentucky for Inter MS. Moving now to row number 8 on the outside as well. Driver who did a number of Skip Barber races last year. Rookie here with USF Juniors this year for VRD Racing. That's Matan Achatub in the number 77. He'll start alongside Birmingham, Alabama's Michael Succo, second-year driver in the number 24 for Inter MS. Succo rolls into the weekend sitting 9th place in the points. Row 7, starting on the outside, P14, the starting spot for the number 27 driver. That is Connor Aspley out of O'Fallon, Missouri, a single-car effort for pole position motorsports, their first year in the series, looking for them to grow into 2026. A couple cars available there. Aspley starting 14th alongside J.T. Hoskins in that number 9 out of Sarasota, Florida. Hoskins, who's been improving throughout the start of the year, 11th place in points right now for Jay Howard Driver Development. He'll roll off from 13th. Up now to row number 6 on the outside. In the D-Force car, the number 15 machine out of Mexico City, Mexico, Patricio Gonzalez will start in the 12th spot. A couple of USF 2000 races already under his belt this year. Ran both the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the oval at IRP. Back behind the wheel of his D-Force USF Juniors car, Gonzalez in the 15 starting 12th alongside Diego Guiat, who sits 8th place in the points. Texan driver for Zanello Racing, second-year pilot in the number 12 starting 11th. Work our way now into the top 10, starting on the outside of row number 5. In that number 17 machine out of Omaha, Nebraska, running for Jay Howard Driver Development, rather for D-Force Racing, pardon me, the rookie Thomas Nordquist in the number 17. Pretty solid starting spot for Nordquist. I believe his best starting position of the year, up into the 10th position. He'll look to capitalize on that and bring home a top 10 finish. Alongside him, out of Illinois, the rookie Brendan Cooley in the number 92. Cooley for exclusive Autosport, a solid qualifying effort for him as well. He'll start in 9th. Up now to row number 4 on the outside. A couple of Jay Howard Driver Development cars side by side, 7th and 8th. It's the rookie Harley Keeble in the number 7 out of England. He's been over here doing a lot of top-level kart racing. Keeble looking to impress in his debut. The rookie in the 7th, starting alongside his teammate Liam Loiacono, the multi-time Australian Formula 4 champion in the number 6 machine for Jay Howard. Loiacono currently sitting 6th place in points. One podium finish at NOLA Motorsports Park earlier in the year, but a driver most definitely waiting for that breakout victory. Up to row number 3 on the outside, the second of the Gonzalez brothers, Rodrigo, in the number 18 for D-Force Racing, starting 6th. Alongside him, 2nd place in points, 3 wins on the season, just 1 point behind his teammate. That is Leonardo Scorpioni out of Windermere, Florida, in the number 55. He'll start in the 5th position. Let's go to row number 2 now. You'll know this name, Oliver Weldon. Skip Barber, Formula Race Series champion from last year, running for VRD Racing, following in the footsteps of his brother Sebastian. Oliver in the 98, scheduled to roll off 4th. Alongside, from Finland, Vilo Attila, his best start of the year. 5th place currently in points for Attila for D-Force Racing. The Finnish driver in the 14, set to go from P3. Engines firing up on pit lane, 21 drivers in the field. Let's go to the front row off pole. 14-year-old rookie, your point leader. 2 race wins at a White Rock, British Columbia, Canada for Zanello Racing. That is Ty Fisher. Fisher in the number 37, starting in the 2nd spot. We obviously got a chance to talk to Ty in the pre-show. He's going to start from the outside of row 1, but the driver looking for his 2nd win on the season. Won the opening round at NOLA Motorsports Park. That is Joao Vergara for VRD Racing. The number 10 machine, Vergara from Miami, Florida. Actually, Sao Paulo, Brazil as well, his hometown. So the Brazilian crew will be rooting for Joao Vergara. New track record set of 124.864. He was flying in qualifying. Vergara and Fisher on row 1. Attila and Weldon on row 2. Scorpioni and Gonzalez row 3. Loiacono and Keeble row 4. Cooley alongside Nordquist on row number 5. Giat and Gonzalez row 6. Hoskins and Aspley on row 7. Suko Achatev row 8. Potter and Countryman row 9. Scarborough and Moss row 10. And row 11, we'll see Maddie Colleran look to get another event under her belt. Engines fired as you see. Crews walking away from the cars. Almost time to get things underway. Let's have a look at the top 5 in the points right now before we take a look at this fantastic racetrack. As I said before, Ty Fisher leading the way, 145 points. He's been in the top 5 every race so far this year. 2 wins, 3 podiums, a 1-point lead over his teammate Leonardo Scorpioni. Scorpioni just a 1 DNF. That was a 20th place finish, a mechanical issue in race 3 at NOLA. Otherwise, he's been on the podium for every race. 3 wins and a pair of third-place finishes, only 1 point behind his teammate. Oliver Weldon there as well, just 14 points behind Ty Fisher. Well, again, very much like a Scorpioni, only 1 blemish on the record, 5 podiums, but that DNF was an 11th. He was able to get to the finish. Didn't finish where he wanted to, but still a P11. He's in the hunt. Joao Vergara, your pole sitter right now, just 6 points behind Weldon, and then Vilo Attila, as I said, about 44 points back right now. Big finish for Fisher. Scorpioni and Weldon could kind of lock things down to being a 4-driver fight, but Attila starting in that 3rd spot, getting ready to roll. Let's have a look at this racetrack, and one of the best in the country, iconic for sure. 2.258 miles, 13 turns. The run down the front straightaway into a very quick left-hander. Climbs back uphill into the infamous keyhole. Downhill, off camber, hairpin right-hander. So crucial. You got to get on the power early because that leads to the long run down here. Turns the kink of turn number 3. Downhill now into what is a reshaped, reconfigured to a certain extent, turn number 4. Still the primary passing opportunity on the racetrack. Out of turn number 4, you climb back up the hill through turn number 5. The great rhythm section here at Mid-Ohio. Back to the top of 5, car gets super light. Back down the hill into turn number 6 to a hard-braking right-hander. Not so much hard-braking, the more speed you can carry there. Down through turn 7, up through 8, and then, of course, turn number 9, car super light as it drops into Thunder Valley. Out of Thunder Valley through turn number 10, blind corner into 11, and then to the carousel in the back part of the racetrack, turn number 12 through the final left-hander, back to the start-finish line. Turn number 13. John Phippen, let's bring you in as the driver's just working their way there now. You know this racetrack. It is a tough one. I'm excited to see how they tackle it.
Absolutely right. And, you know, these youngsters as young as 14 years of age, as you say, just strutting their stuff, many of them coming right out of go-karting. We've got a couple drivers who've been with us for a season or two, so that experience will pay good stead as well. But the safety car already in the carousel. We're getting ready for the start, Rob.
Yeah, 1 warm-up lap, and we're going right to green flag racing. These drivers, of course, all on Continental tires, all with Tatis chassis, all with elite engines. And away we go. Out of turn number 13, Vergara on the inside, Fisher on the outside, spooling up. Good start. Green, green, green. And you can see Attila looking to the inside there. Fisher going to give him a little bit of room, but he'll be able to roll around the outside. Yeah, good job there. Everybody getting through turn 1 cleanly thus far. You got to watch out on the exit there. As you can see, one driver well off, and that is not the fast way around. Got to keep it on the racetrack. That may have been one of the Jay Howard cars, that could also potentially have been the number 17 of Nordquist. But again, look at them battling. Good move to the inside there for Weldon in the Gamebridge machine. He'll get a good run out of turn number 2, the keyhole. Here's that first run down the straightaway. Vergara, your leader. Fisher goes into second. Weldon up into the 3rd spot there. One of the D-Force cars into 4th. You see a Scorpioni attacking as well to the outside. One of the beautiful parts about turn 4, John, is you can make that move to the outside and make it stick if you're on the inside coming to turn number 5.
And it's been reprofiled just a little bit. Not quite as much banking, so make it a little easier to go side by side there.
Drivers getting their way through for the first time nicely, trying to give each other room here. We're hoping, obviously, as we always do for these young drivers, that we're going to get as much green flag running as we possibly can. One driver cutting the corner through. That, I think, potentially one of the Zanella racing cars a bit further back. Might have been Gwiat, but not quite sure. Trying to get through the corner. Car was a bit loose, not able to come back around to the turn number 7 spot. Here's a Scorpioni. He's attacking in a big way. A Scorpioni going to go to the inside of Attila. Call that a pass. He's done. He's into 4th. So good job there coming out of Thunder Valley. Here's the T-Force cars going side by side. Gonzalez in the 18 going to fight Attila. That's not a good place to try to go side by side. John, I thought they were going to try to go 2x2 through 13. That never works.
Oliver Weldon just took over second spot, running through turn 1, the fastest turn on this racetrack, as he takes over that spot from Ty Fisher. Fisher's going to try to fight back in the run up the hill toward the keyhole.
Yeah, the inside line, obviously for Weldon, hurt him a little bit on the corner exit speed. Fisher trying the outside, sawing on the wheel, and the number 37, Tatis, for Zanella Racing. Good job there for Weldon. Has not yet won on the season. As I said before, he's got 5 podium finishes. He has 1 finish outside the top 10. That was 11th. So, indeed, great finishes all around. All those podiums, he'll go on the defense to the inside. Here comes Fisher looking to the bottom. Not quite enough. This fight here for second spot is going to allow Vergara a little bit more breathing room early on into what is a 20-lap race, 40-minute time limit. But right now, the drivers up front really fighting hard. And I had talked to Sebastian Weldon about this. What was it going to take to win? He knows he has the speed. They know they have the race car. Just needed the right opportunity to be in the right place at the right time. Currently running P2.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't waste any time getting up into that second spot, and he's pulled away just a little bit now from Ty Fisher. Let's see if he's got anything for the leader, Joao Vergara.
Early in the run, as we know, so you oftentimes don't want the best car out of the gate. Let's see, are they closing up on it? No, there they are. Yeah, coming out of here. I thought they might have been closing up on a slower car. There's Vergara across the line. Weldon, Fisher, Scorpioni is there as well. There's your top 4. A little bit of a gap back to Vilo Altala, the Finnish driver. He's got his teammate right behind him as well. That is Rigo Gonzalez. Harley Keeble in 6th spot. Cooley in 7th. Another driver all the way out. That, I think, might have been the 7 of Harley Keeble. Yep. Keeble in the Jay Howard car. Overcooks it on the exit of turn number 1, John. Not that hard to do. The minute you drop those right side tires, it is going to pull you off track.
Exactly, and it's kind of a bumpy ride as well, but Keeble's able to gather it back up, but he's lost several positions, probably outside the top 10. Fastest car on the racetrack from 4th, Scorpioni.
Yeah, look at a Scorpioni on the gearbox of his teammate right there. That's 3rd and 4th. You can see how much Weldon has already rolled up to his teammate. So it's VRD Racing 1-2, Zanella Racing running in 3rd and 4th. And again, I always talk about the fact cream kind of rises to the top. Those drivers right there in the top 5 are all, not in the same order though, are the top 5 in the point standings as well.
Exactly. Getting a replay of that off-course excursion with the 7 of Harley Keeble.
It doesn't take that much, John. You're trying to roll so much corner speed through turn 1. You know how crucial the run up into the keyhole is. Oftentimes, though, a little too early on the entry. You're going to be wider on the exit. All you have to do, as I said, is drop those outside wheels, and you find yourself in trouble. This is still the battle with the 37 of Ty Fisher, the 55 of Zanella. Those are your 2-point leaders running there, 3rd and 4th, separated by just 1 point. Weldon, though, up on it, as we said before, just 14 points behind Ty Fisher in the championship chase. Looking further back into the field, there's the number 15 of Patricio Gonzalez as well, currently running in the 10th spot. Right behind him, Thomas Nordquist, Diego Guiot, Connor Ashley, Matan Achitub, all digging there inside the top 50. And another driver dropping a wheel on the outside of 1.
Yeah, one is the fastest turn on the racetrack, and it is very easy to overcook it going off the outside. They got to be careful. If you drop just the outside wheels over that curbing, it can snap you into a spin, and you go off driver's left into the barrier.
Again, yeah, one of the other potential results of dropping those wheels. Oftentimes you'll go the 4 wheels off. We've seen that happen a couple times already, but John has said if you just hook it and snap it, you come right back across in front of the field. Here's the 92 of Brendan Cooley going at it here as well with Vilo Altala. Cooley in the exclusive Autosport machine trying to do the over-under on him here, getting a better run up through turn 5. He gets a nice run out. Altala goes a bit wide. Right behind Cooley now, though, is JT Hoskins in the number 9, pushing on the gearbox of the exclusive Autosport driver. So that's keying on 6th, 7th, and 8th. Not that far back. Right behind them as well is Liam Loiacono, who, again, came into the race weekend here 6th place in points, about 47 markers behind Ty Fisher. Loiacono trying to find a way by his teammate, JT Hoskins. Now, up the hill, blind corner turn 11, if the door's left open on the inside of the carousel, John, you can make a pass there for sure. You want to open up to get the run through the corner, but if it's too wide, you'll see a bunch of drivers trying to stick their nose down the bottom.
Yeah, obviously, because then you've got the preferred line and the left-hander coming on to the front straightaway. As Vergara finally takes over the fast lap of the race, the top 4 have really begun to pull away a little bit from the 5th place runner, from Rodrigo Gonzalez, as a Scorpioni right on the tail of Ty Fisher for that in that battle for third and fourth.
Oh, look at this three wide deal there. That was Cooley trying to see if he could pitch down the bottom, dominating off the corner a little bit, trying to see if he can't hold off Hoskins. Hoskins has to check up, and Loiacono goes all the way around the outside. He's got the run now, coming down into turn number 4. Loiacono through the kink, trying to get the pressure on. Cooley's there as well. Loiacono's going to deep him down to the inside of Cooley. They're side by side. Oh, that's the contact you're worried about. Oh, Loiacono, tremendous job there holding the outside. This is great stuff. If Loiacono finishes this down to the bottom of the hill like he very much should, that is great racing there. Liam Loiacono. John, you and I talked earlier about Cooley's getting eat up a little bit here. He had to check up through there. He's going to watch out for the next driver coming through. I believe that behind him is going to be Patricio Gonzalez as well. But Loiacono, a veteran of Formula Ford competition. They were interlocked wheels through turn number 4. All he would have had to do was check up or just make the wrong move, and they would have climbed wheels. Nicely able to get back to the right side of the track. It gave him the inside line coming up to 5, and of course the advantageous line to the apex of turn number 6.
Rodrigo Gonzalez pretty much all by himself in 5th. He's about 4 seconds behind the top 4 and about a second and a half in front of the Finn Vaatala. So he's looking for a drafting partner right now to see if he can catch up to that lead draft.
So if you're Brendan Cooley right now, you lost a couple of spots. You're in the middle of a hardcore fight with JT Hoskins. And again, as we know, as it all played out, Loiacono was able to get by. Gonzalez was able to get by. This is where you got to press the reset button. I guarantee someone's on the radio saying, okay, listen, we lost a couple of spots. We know we have the pace. Let's put our head back down. Now you're the driver on the offensive. Let's not worry about it. Don't be on the defensive. Move forward again, because the more the battle back is for 12% further back out of the screen there. Look at it. Here it is here. This is Cooley going back at Gonzalez. He's going to try the outside run. He's got the position, not quite, but putting a lot of pressure on. So Cooley, the man back on the offensive. He's got Diego Guiot with him right there as well. Diego's going to look to the inside of the racetrack. That's a tough place to go. Unless you're alongside them, kind of come up to 5, John, you can't just throw it to the bottom of turn number 6. You can carry too much speed on the outside. Then, of course, the next corner's a left-hander.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what makes the backside of this racetrack so comprehensively competitive, basically, because it's alternating left and right turns. So you get alongside in one turn, you've got the advantage, but then you're at a disadvantage the next time by.
I think I mentioned in the driver introductions that JT Hoskins was one of the drivers who was really starting to show a steady improvement, right? That, we have a driver off track. That's one of the D-Force cars. That is Nordquist, and the number 17's gone off. He's back on the racetrack. We are still clean and green. Great job for Thomas, who went off track over in the carousel, back onto the racetrack, and we continue on. But again, talking about JT Hoskins, any of these drivers, the learning curve is straight up, right? Very vertical, and how much they learn from race to race. I talked to Leonardo Scorpioni about that, and how much have you learned since last year? And he said there was times that he may have made a dive bomb move last year, but now he's thinking about it more. He's calmer. He knows that the race is going to come to him. Again, we see that a lot. But JT Hoskins just found a lot of speed. There's the shot there. That's the replay, and off he goes to the outside of the racetrack.
Just left the braking a little too late.
You wonder whether or not there may have been some contact in the back. I don't know. But regardless, digging and working his way back onto the racetrack, which is nice. But for Hoskins, we'll cap this thought off. He's been finding more speed. He's been finding a couple of top 10s. Here he is now running in the 8th position. Got his more veteran teammate Liam Loiacono in front of him. You saw him there. Almost made a move on him coming up out of Thunder Valley. I'd like to see a nice, easy top 10 out of Hoskins. He did not get the qualifying session that he wanted. I think he was 13th. He wanted a lot more out of that. But, man, you start banking a bunch of top 10s as essentially a second-year driver without a full year already under your belt. That's good stuff.
Ty Fisher sets fast lap of the race as he's going to make it a 3-way battle at the front as he is dropping Scorpioni just a little bit, about a second and a half at the line between 3rd and 4th. You can see it in the camera shot now. It's a 3-car battle at the front. Scorpioni's kind of by himself in that 4th spot.
And if you look at live time, it gets full of green right now. These cars are really starting to get to where they need to be. You don't start the tire pressure in any of these race cars, of course, where it needs to be. You set the tire pressure knowing that it's going to be low early, tougher car to drive. But as the tires heat up, that optimum temperature gets up, the pressure gets to where it needs to be, and that's mid-race here. We're still a long way to go. 7 laps down, still 13 laps remaining in this one here, but these cars are really just starting to come in. The entire top 15 setting their fastest laps on that last lap, keying on the battle right now between Connor Aspley, the 77 of Achetov, and behind them as well, the 7 of Harley Keeble trying to respond after that off over in turn number 1. So that battle there is 12th, 13th, and 14th. Connor Aspley started 14th. He's +2 on the day so far for pole position motorsports. That's the battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th. But up front, as John had mentioned, Vergara, Weldon, Fisher, and a Scorpione pulling away. In fact, the top three have left a Scorpione a little bit. He's at least a second behind his teammate Ty Fisher right now, who went purple on that last lap.
Leaders coming across start-finish right now as they complete race lap number 8 of the Schedule 20. So we're approaching half distance now.
And again, these drivers know it's a 20-lap race, 40-minute window to get it done around this 2.258-mile racetrack. You got to be there at the finish. The car's going to keep getting better. These young drivers, of course, early in their motorsports fitness regimes as well. One of the common themes anytime I talk to a driver is once they jump in a car, they're like, yeah, I'm really in shape, but I need to be in better shape. I didn't think, I thought I was in shape, but I'm not. And every step you go up is more braking, more power, more downforce. So it's just going to be a tougher car to drive as you work your way up. And by the time we see them in Pro 2000 and into Indy next, they're obviously they're supreme athletes at that point. Got themselves ripped. They've got the muscles that they need to be fast and be able to be strong at the end of a race, because that's part of it, is being able to have that longevity, that strength at the end. Here's the battle between Matan Akshatov and Harley Keeble. Keeble to the inside in turn number 4. Book it. He's through to the inside. Harley Keeble up another spot. The recovery continues for the Englishman, currently running in the 13th spot now as he gets by the 77 of Matan Akshatov.
Yeah, it just shows how much of the ground he lost. He started in 8th spot, and that off-course excursion at turn 1 cost him a bunch of places, and now he's in recovery mode. Just checking the timing monitors, Loiacono from 7th just set fast lap of the race, and he's only 3/4 of a second behind Attila. So let's watch for that battle for 6th and 7th.
I think as these tires come up to temp and the pressures get there where they need to be, we're going to start seeing some drivers making moves. Weldon, no doubt about it, running on the ragged edge, trying to close up to his teammate Vergara, who already has a win on the season. Vergara winning the opening round. But again, I talk a lot, year in, year out, about how important Mid-Ohio is. For the drivers here in juniors, more than even USF 2000 and Pro 2000. Yes, that's the start of the second half of the season for those two upper-level categories. But remember, Mid-Ohio's back-to-back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of races here where if you're good, you're going to be in the middle of the fight. There's Keeble going to the inside of Connor Aspley as well. So Keeble now up into the 12th position. He'll put the target on the attenuator, the gearbox of Diego Guyot next, but he's well back 2.2 seconds. But again, doesn't take much to find that kind of pace. But indeed, again, this racetrack is tough, as we know. These drivers keep digging. You just got to keep putting your head down and keep fighting at this racetrack, John, because you know that a mistake can come from a driver anywhere around this racetrack.
Absolutely right, and it's a racetrack that does not forgive mistakes very easily. It doesn't take much of a mistake to drop a wheel off and cost you a bunch of positions. As these drivers doing a pretty good job of keeping it line astern here, as we get a good shot of the 77 of Akshatov, as the Israeli driver clips out to the exit curbing there at turn number 9, making the run down through Thunder Valley and then up the hill to the blind left-hander at turn 11 right there. It's the second fastest turn on the racetrack, setting up for the carousel turn.
Back to my point, if you are fast at Mid-Ohio and juniors, you're going to have a bunch of races here mid-season. If you struggle here, you're not looking forward to this run, because we're back here the July 4th weekend with IndyCar, Pro 2000, USF 2000. It'll be a big opportunity for a driver who likes this racetrack and is fast here to pile on the points before they look forward to Road America in late July when we're there for a triple header, leading again, of course, to Portland the final weekend of the year in mid-August. Watching a lot of fights on the racetrack right now. This is the 14 here. Vilo Attila, who has fallen down a little bit. JT Hoskins gets the run. Attila's going to go to the inside. Hoskins going to go even further down to the bottom. He wants this one. He's going to throw it in there deep. Hold on for this one side by side. These guys, they give each other room. And a nice job for Hoskins to the outside. Attila as well realized he didn't want to overcook it. That is a really nice pass for JT Hoskins.
Now he's got his sights set on his teammate, Loiacono, as the Aussie moving up one more spot up into 6th. Let's see if he's got anything for Rodrigo Gonzalez in 5th.
Yeah, his brother Patricio Gonzalez, now the next driver to try to find a way by Vilo Attila, but it is again up to 7th for JT Hoskins. Open racetrack in front of him. No aero wash. Put your head down and keep digging. Up front, the lead now 0.8 of a second for Joao Vergara into the second half of this race. 11 laps down, 9 to go. There's Ottawa right there. There's JT Hoskins, Gonzalez, and Brendan Cooley right there as well, running in the 10th position. Brendan Cooley was in the middle of the fight, got pushed back a little bit. His best finish on the season so far are 9th and 10th. So, rather Cooley, no, an 8th place finish and a couple of 11ths. Did not have a good weekend at Barber Motorsports Park. This would be a great bounce back for Brendan Cooley to get back into the top 10.
A couple laps ago, we said, hey, Scorpione's fallen back. Now he's all over the back of Ty Fisher, looking for that third spot, and he goes to the inside in the run down to turn 4.
This could be, essentially, if it finishes like this, a position for the lead in the championship as well. So, a Scorpione, book it to the inside at turn number 4. He gets by his teammate Ty Fisher. Wouldn't have expected a really aggressive defense at this point here early in the season. Maybe the teammates would fight a little more in Portland, but Scorpione seems to have one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now. He was able to chew up on Fisher, and Fisher's going to hope that there's not a major issue there. That last time by, he was over a half a second slower than Vergara, and maybe 4/10 slower than his teammate Scorpione. 126.5, like he may have made a minor mistake somewhere. Still quicker than a couple of drivers behind him, but you don't want to fall into the clutches of anyone else, even though he has a massive gap right now. That's the biggest thing. They've got 6 seconds back, even if there's an issue. The driver's just coming out of the carousel as he comes across start-finish. So, indeed, the 18 of Gonzalez running in that 5th spot. Loiacono runs in 6th. Hoskins in 7th. Ottawa 8th. Gonzalez 9th. And Brendan Cooley rounding out the top 10. What is the gap between Loiacono and Gonzalez? 1.9 seconds. So call it 2 seconds. And he was 2/10 quicker last time by. 8 laps to go. Not quite enough to get there, but the draft is going to be digging. And, John, you know one thing about these young drivers, any driver, to be honest, you get that rabbit, though, right? You got to pace your running, but you get that rabbit up front that you can see that you're closing on, and you ask a little more out of the car in all the corners. You carry a little more speed. If you see yourself closing on that rabbit in front of you, oftentimes you're going to be able to dig in and get there. It's a good fight here between the 5 and the 17. A little deeper in the field, but I love seeing scraps. I don't care where it is. That's Harry Moss and Thomas Nordquist going at it. And like I said, I don't care. This is all about wheel-to-wheel racing. This is the first level of this program. It's all about driver development. If there's 2 drivers fighting it out, battling, that's what you want to see. Moss, Nordquist, he'll try to throw it into the bottom of turn number 4. They'll go side by side through the corner, giving each other room. Man, our race director is going to love that. And you run the outside line like that. Keep into it, Thomas. Harry's doing everything he can. Great job for Harry Moss, too. That is really good stuff. And that's the fight for 18th right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're at the back of the pack, but they're still battling. Racecraft is what it's all about. Learning where you can place the car, learning how to make an overtake, and as you said, giving each other racing room. That's the key.
13 laps down, 7 to go. Lead now 1.2 seconds for Joao Vergara, looking to get that second win of the season. Came into the weekend here, John, sitting 4th place in points. Yeah, wasn't getting the success he had. Didn't have the best weekend at Barber. By not the best, I mean 4th, and 5th. But didn't get the 2 podiums, the win that he had at NOLA. Just didn't quite have the outright pace there. But he came in here, again, as a second-year driver. Just so much confidence, way more relaxation, understanding where he is. This is a good battle here right now. Let's pick it up. This is Cooley, Guia, and I believe Harley Keeble has worked his way back up in that number 7. Keeble's done a great job. Here's Cooley to the inside. Guia going to try the outside. Not quite enough. Now, where does Keeble go? So, obviously, you got Brendan Cooley, relatively new to racing, a couple of years of karting, his first year running here in USF Juniors. You got Diego Guillo, a Texan state karting champion as well in the Texas Sprint Racing Series. A lot of national level races for him as well. Harley Keeble is an international, at one point, a factory driver for one of the European and French karting teams, so our karting manufacturers. This guy's one of the best karters in the world. So Harley Keeble making his debut here this weekend, right up there on a couple of these drivers. This is a fantastic fight for 10th, 11th, and 12th. Final spot in the top 10 here. A little wide on the entry there for Cooley, but he'll diamond it off and get a better run out of the corner. Laps winding down. 5 to go, probably 6 to go when they come across the line. Great scrap here for P10, 11, and 12.
Under the bridge through turn number 1 as they are still nose to tail. As Cooley just a little bit off the pace that he ran earlier in the race. His last lap was a 27.6. His best lap, a 26.4, so almost a second off his best. And that's put him in contention, or under pressure, should we say, from the cars behind.
And John, what an experience, right? He's getting pressured so hard there from behind. This is going to be the experience he's going to have, because you want to get put under the pressure like this, because you get honed when you understand the situation. Sometimes you're the hunted, sometimes you're the huntee, right? You're the hunter. This time he's getting hunted hardcore by Diego Guillat, and I like Keeble just waiting there to try to find his way by. The last thing he wants to do is get collected in an incident, but he needs to be there to capitalize on the opportunity. Does Guillo maybe make a mistake? Does he get hung out to dry somewhere trying to make a pass where Keeble can make that move to the inside? About the best thing for Cooley right now is the fact that Keeble's right there. There's that move to the inside of 9. I love when this move gets done.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise him to the inside. It'll be the drag race up into turn number 11. Remember, out of 10, 11's blind. Coming across the hill here, over the top of the hill, to the inside. Oh, and Guillo comes across the bow. That's an aggressive defense there. Fantastic job, again, for Hartley Keeble. Kind of backing out of it there. There's a veteran move of a driver who could have hung out to the outside, and you know what happens if you make a mistake there.
Exactly, and Connor Aspley is now joining, making this a 4-car battle here, as these cars are battling each other. That slows them down a little bit and gives an opening to Aspley.
And you know what Aspley's saying under the helmet? Oh, come on, guys. Keep fighting. This is what I need. Get me right back into it here. He'd love to see these drivers get together. Here's a side-by-side move. There's Keeble looking to the inside. You got to think about having the run out of the corner. Pretty solid speed maintenance there on the exit there. Good for Keeble. He's right there in the gearbox. But again, this is going to help Cooley a little bit with only 5 laps to go. Watch for Keeble to go to the inside. No, maybe big move to the outside. Aspley there to clean it up. Keeble going to roll the corner speed to the outside. Does he hold it? He does.
High, wide, and handsome.
John, he rolled so much speed into that corner, and that's not about really rolling or going deep on the brakes. That's releasing the brakes and allowing the car to coast and carry the speed into the corner. That's impressive for a kart racer, because that's the biggest thing karters deal with, how to manage the brakes. Because in a kart, the brakes are so touchy. They're so kind of on-off.
Yeah.
There's no modulation on a kart brake, right? You're just going to use it when you have to. So much different. That's part of the skill that they really need to learn here when they move into cars. Picking up one of our Inter-MS drivers a little bit further back from that one as well. That, I believe, is Michael Succo, the Alabama driver, who currently is in 9th place in points, coming in, as I said, best finish for him on the year. A couple of 8th place finishes at Barber Motorsports Park. His home track in Birmingham, Alabama. Had a bunch of friends, family, sponsors, all there for that event. So again, good stuff here. Vergara, Weldon, Scorpioni, Fisher, Gonzalez, top 5. Loiacono, Hoskins, Attila, Gonzalez, and Cooley, the top 10. The question now whether or not will Hartley Keeble have enough time to close up on Cooley to grab a spot inside the top 10. That's the fight here now. I think this is Loiacono going at it with, now I'm trying to pick up that car. Right behind him, it looks like Gonzalez. That's Loiacono's got around Gonzalez. So there's the move. I was looking for Hoskins. That's Loiacono into the top 5.
Yep.
So that is Loiacono and Rodrigo Gonzalez. Loiacono back into the top 5 again. He's trying to move his way up the points. Everybody in front of him is in front of him in the points. He does not want to lose much more ground. Look at this scrap here. That's the pass there. There it is. Sold him the dummy to the outside, made the move to the inside. Oh, textbook turn 4. Sold him the dummy to the outside and then threw it down to the bottom. Good job for Liam Loiacono. He now runs 5th. Gonzalez still holding on to a strong 6th place finish. A result if he's able to bring it home. P7 for him, John. 5th, 9th, 5th, 3rd, 6th, and 6th. Really consistent finishes, but he's 7th because he hasn't had those big points. But still, 6 straight top 10s for Rodrigo Gonzalez, who in his rookie year made some mistakes. He was off the racetrack here and there. He has learned so much in that first year. To me, one of the stars of the season so far, coming back as a sophomore driver. He's learned so much, grown so much from last year. But let's go back to your leader. Oftentimes, when you're leading by a second or more, you don't get the TV time maybe you deserve. So let's get back on, because there's no fight up here. The excitement not so much for João Vergara for VRD Racing up front. The Brazilian who now lives in Windermere, Florida, leading the way over his teammate Oliver Weldon. It's a current VRD 1-2. There'll be 2 laps to go. When Vergara brings it back around, will he notch his 2nd win of the year? That would be big in the championship battle as well, trying to close him up on Ty Fisher and gain at least I want to say 10 points. Remember, qualified on the pole. That's a bonus point.
Right.
He's led the most laps of the race. That's a bonus point. Liam Loiacono has the bonus point right now for fastest laps, so he's not even going to be able to get 33. But this is a really good opportunity for Vergara to close up significantly on the point leader, Ty Fisher. This is going to tighten things up for sure. Because as they kind of run on track, if you look at this, they are flipped them around. So first, second, third, and fourth, now run fourth, third, second, and first. So everybody is closing up on Ty Fisher here. This is only going to tighten up the top four, currently separated by 20. It's probably going to be 30 or less for the top drivers. This is exciting stuff here, first round of 2 at Mid-Ohio.
As they run right now, Scorpione most likely will take over the points lead at the end of this race. I don't want to jinx him. We've still got a lap and a half to go.
Indeed, that's the scrap we're seeing here right now. And again, good stuff here for Joao Vergara. I talked to him earlier. Obviously, he was my guest in the pre-show, and really just talked a lot during that pre-show, John, about the confidence they have in the car. They know they have in the pace in the car. Like I said, didn't have the outing that he wanted at Barber Motorsports Park back in April, but they know they have the pace. This is the same thing here with Oliver Weldon, said the same thing. We know we have cars that are going to be able to win races. We just got to get the job done. Vergara, we'll see the white flag when he comes back around. Good stuff for this young driver again. Joao Vergara leading the way in that number 10 machine. The cross care code, San Boronati Arai Tatis US 23. Let's go back to the scrap here. Look at this. This is the 7 right in the middle of the fight once again. That's Keeble, Cooley, and Guillo. I think Keeble and Guillo able to get by Cooley. So move Keeble up to 10th, Guillo 11th, and Cooley back into the 12th spot as Harley Keeble. That run forward continuing. This is about the best he can ask for. I don't think he's going to be able to get. No, he's well behind the next driver. So a top 10 recovery run for Keeble after going 4 wheels off in turn number 1. He'll likely learn his lesson. I don't think we'll see him in the grass in race number 2 tomorrow morning. But then, indeed, there it is. The white flag has flown. Final lap right now here for Joao Vergara. A 1.3 second lead over his teammate Oliver Weldon. It would be a green to checker run, flag to flag. It would be a really impressive way to start what is, again, like I said before, a run of events here at Mid-Ohio.
And Vergara, like I say, needs the win to close up on the battle in front of him. Like I say, winning the first race of the year. This would be his second win on the season. As this battle continues between Loiacono and Gonzalez.
Yeah, they're not done for the final spot in the top 5, are they? They're going to work their way through number 8 and 9 here right now. They are digging hard. That's actually Attila's battle. But let's go back to the leader here right now, folks, as he's coming out of the final corner and call him a 2-time winner on the season. Joao Vergara wins race 1 for USF Juniors at Mid-Ohio. Vergara by 1.4 seconds over Weldon. A Scorpione coming home in 3rd. Ty Fisher 4th, and Liam Loiacono in the 5th spot. And again, you see like one car, like team versus team. Well, that wasn't Loiacono versus Gonzalez, Jay Howard versus D-Force. You had to go further down. That was actually Altala versus Hoskins. That was the fight for 7th. So a lot of the times, again, John, I'm like,
my apologies.
I do it all year long. You see the team cars. Hey, I was just calling this. Oh, no, it's a different battle exactly between the team cars. So love the cool down lap, folks. If you've ever won a race anywhere, it's nice to be in that nice cool down where you've just got the job done. Everything went perfect. How about this for Joao Vergara? New track record.
Yep.
Pole.
Yep.
Wins the race for 30 points. Most laps led. 32 points on the day. Doesn't come away with the fast lap. That goes to Liam Loiacono. But the bottom line is Joao Vergara did what he needed to do. He's back on top. He won the first race of the season. Now he's won the 7th race of the season. So he bookended with a bunch of top 5s. Only that one DNF. So indeed, he is very happy with the way this thing has gone. Joao Vergara will be your winner. Oliver Weldon and Leonardo Scorpione will meet me on the podium. Two different teams on the podium. VRD Racing and Zanella Racing. 3 teams in the top 5 as you throw the Jay Howard car of Liam Loiacono in as well. John, do me a favor, fill this gap while I get down. You can throw it to me when we get to when we eventually do get to Victory Lane, folks. Don't go anywhere on the stream if you're watching live on the YouTube channel. Hope you had a good morning and have a chance to watch, a good afternoon right now. Have a chance to watch a fantastic race here. Hey, number 1, I don't have any kids, but when these guys go green to checker, I'm a proud dad. Fantastic run, no issues whatsoever. John, I'll wait for the throw.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rob. Rob makes his way down to the victory podium to talk to our top 3 finishers. Meanwhile, we'll do a full field rundown for you. As again, Vergara taking the win from the pole. Margin of victory just about 1.4 seconds over Oliver Weldon. In the 98, Leonardo Scorpione will most likely move into the points lead with his third place finish. Just about a second and 4/10 behind Oliver Weldon. Ty Fisher, the points leader, coming into this round here at Mid-Ohio, didn't have the race he would like. He started on the off pole, but ends up in 4th position as the car seemed to go away from him just a little bit, maybe lost a little pace as the race wore on. They can obviously make some changes at Zanella Racing paddock to get that car a little bit more under him for the balance of the race for tomorrow. Liam Loiacono with the fastest lap of the race, the Aussie, showing good pace here in that number 6 for Jay Howard. Rodrigo Gonzalez in the 18, finishing in 6th spot. JT Hoskins, another of the JT Howard cars. He was involved in battles all race long with Vilo Attila, the Finnish driver, in the 14, finishing 8th. 9th goes to Patricio Gonzalez, the other of the Gonzalez brothers, in the 15 car. Harley Keeble, a great recovery drive after starting 8th, dropping all the way back outside the top of 10 with that first lap off-course excursion. Did a great job recovering for a 10th place finish. Diego Guia with a great battle with Keeble all race long, has to settle for 11th. Brendan Cooley, also in the 92, comes home in that 12th position. Connor Aspley right behind him in 13th in the number 27 car. Michael Succo, a strong 14th place finish in the 24. Hudson Potter made a pass on the last lap in the 25 car to move up into 15th spot. 16th goes to the Israeli driver Matan Achatou, in the number 17. Emma Scarborough comes home in 18th position in the 26. Thomas Nordquist had a great battle with Harry Moss all race long. Nordquist coming out on top in the 17 in the 18th position. 19th goes to the 5 of Harry Moss. Kaylee Countryman comes home in 20th, and Maddie Coleraine comes home in 29th. And both Countryman and Coleraine turned their fastest laps of the race on the last lap of the race. Again, that shows the great experience that these drivers get. And each lap, they learn a little bit more, and that sets the table for race number 2 on the weekend. It's early, 8 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow morning, our first race of the day. And again, the weather is a bit of an X factor. The forecast calls for perhaps some showers overnight. We might have a damp racetrack when these drivers come out, but they've tested here in the wet. This racetrack can be tricky when it's not totally dry. So these drivers may have a chance to see what these Continental rain tires can do for them in damp racing conditions tomorrow morning. Rob making his way down to Victory Circle. The top 3 finishers already bringing their cars into Parc Fermé. Oliver Weldon jumps out, and he'll be walking down toward the victory podium as the teams and drivers congratulating one another. As Rob Howden has mounted the podium, we'll wait for the drivers to make their way toward him. And it looks like we're good to go. Let's send it down to Rob Howden on the podium.
John, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Again, the drivers working their way over here. They got to get scaled after they're done here to make sure they make weight, but the drivers have worked their way up here and indeed excited to get things underway. Again, our first of 2 races here in the PFC Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. Green to checker racing, folks. That's what we want in USF Juniors. 20 full laps, no yellow flags. And listen, we saw side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel racing throughout that event. These kids did a tremendous job. I'm talking 14 to 19 years of age, these drivers. What a show of maturity here today. Let's start out, folks, with the driver coming home in 3rd spot, very likely taking the point lead in the process for Zanella Racing. 3rd place goes to Leonardo Scorpione. Finishing in 2nd spot, put the pressure on early, just not quite enough. Another great podium run. Oliver Weldon for VRD Racing. Finishing in 2nd, the podium streak continuing for this young driver. But let's have a chance to talk to the driver here right now who comes away with the race win. Folks, his 2nd win of the season. He has the outright track record for USF Juniors. He also just set a new race lap record as well. The winner from VRD Racing, Joao Vergara. Joao, come on over here, man. Listen, you won the first race of the season. it's crucial for you to get back at it. We know how important Mid-Ohio it is. Tell me what it means to you to be able to win here and get back on top.
Oh, man, it's amazing. You know, after not such a great round in Barber, we really needed this. So we worked really, really hard on the test during this week to make sure we would get this win.
How was the car through the course of the race? 20 laps, no yellows whatsoever. Was it good all the way through? It seems like it came in around laps 7 to 10.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, as soon as it came in, it was all just about managing around the track as it would get a little bit greasier, a little bit hotter. It was mostly managing. The car was really, really good all throughout the race.
Excited for the race tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Who do you want to thank today?
First of all, everyone at VRD Racing, everyone under that tent is just amazing. My Uncle Oz and my parents for being here and supporting me, and my sponsors, Cross Networking, Care Code, and Somborana for all the support, and my coach, Everton.
Well done, my friend. Get on top of the podium. For the second time this year, folks, Joao Vergara is a winner in USF Juniors. And I talked about the fact that as they finished on the racetrack was the reverse order of the top 4 in the points, so that means everybody tightens up. The point leader coming in, Ty Fisher, finished in 4th. A Scorpione, who is now your point leader, finished 3rd. And again, we talked about the fact that Vergara, who was 4th coming in, grabbing the victory here today. So a 30-point gap coming in between 1st and 4th. It is significantly shorter than that now, very likely. I'm going to say something around 30 points, maybe even a little less than 30 points first back into 4th. But again, Leonardo Scorpione with the point lead. He was only 1 point behind Ty Fisher coming in. He finished 1 spot ahead on the racetrack. This is what we're talking about in developing a championship here. These are the future stars of IndyCar here early in USF Juniors, the very beginning of their journey through this incredible ladder program, all fighting after that scholarship to move to USF 2000 in 2026. Great job for the drivers here. We'll bring, of course, all the hats in. They've got one more race to go. We'll see what it's like tomorrow morning. I looked at the forecast, 30% chance of rain. We may even have a dry race again tomorrow, but if it is indeed wet, these young drivers could show what they can do in those challenging conditions. We'll see how it plays out on a early Sunday morning, 8 o'clock start time for these drivers here, the back end of the doubleheader as part of the PFC Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. Again, those of you who are watching around the racetrack, hope you're enjoying a beautiful day. The blue skies are out. Those at home watching on the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel, I hope you enjoyed that one. Green to checker. Man, do we have a lot of great racing. In turn number 9, turn number 4, turn number 2 over in the keyhole. Drivers going off in turn number 1. A lot of action, but no yellow flags. Green to checker, and that is a mark of what we do here in the USF Pro Championships presented by Continental Tire. Guys, time to have some fun. Grip it and rip it. Let's celebrate race number 1 of 2 here at Mid-Ohio. Joao Vergara, his second win of the season, tightening things up in the championship chase. Another podium finish for both Oliver Weldon and Leonardo Scorpione. It is going to get closer and closer in the championship, but a big win, as we said. Joao Vergara scoring the victory today for VRD Racing and USF Juniors. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast, folks. We're back tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Those of you trackside, enjoy the rest of the day. Lots of great action for you here on the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.